Everybody, just want you to know I got married last night. Totally unexpected. Just headed out, did it. April Fools. So anyway, I don't know. I had to think of something. So listen, of course, nobody's in the mood to do April Fools. I just want you guys to know that it's interesting. I made a comment on Twitter about... Maxine. Oh my God, poor Maxine. She gets so many hateful, you know, libtard and all that stuff. And I said something or posted something about the things that Trump had done. Oh, that's fake news, you know how they are. But let me ask you guys something just real quick. When Obama came in, what was it, 7,000, the Dow? Brought it up to 19 when he left. If this was Obama right now, and the Dow is crashing again, and hundreds of people are dying, and he put it off or just said no, closed a whole place that the Republicans had started that was supposed to deal with this kind of stuff, closed it down. How do you think the Republicans would be treating Obama? They treated him bad anyway. It didn't matter what he did. And it's interesting because you know how he said about McCain with his hands that, you know, he plays that accordion. If it was me, listen, I don't like someone that was captured. So being that he was a POW wasn't a plus. So I don't like someone who was impeached. That's something he's got that Obama doesn't have. He's impeached no matter which way you slice it up. Oh, got to see Stacey this morning on MSNBC. She's such a cool person. Anyway, okay. So the reason I'm here is, number one, I want to tell you that Sterling and I tried again. Horrible reception. Zoom did something when I first came on and told everybody, look, you're going to get horrible reception because it freezes and that's irritating. I wanted to do it via him, just his voice, which we may do, but his idea was, because you guys sent me questions and I'm ready to go. And his idea was, let's do it like this evening. So sometime tonight, I'll work with him and see if we can catch it. Maybe midnight, him and I. Sitting there with in our pajamas with a cocktail. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, so we're going to get back to him. We'll get that done today, even if we have to just do it with his voice. And also, I made a mistake yesterday. Rupert Murdoch is the one who's in charge of Fox. Roger Ailes is dead. But they're all the same. You know what I'm saying? I was looking in my scuzz bucket, and up came Roger Ailes. People were laughing. They said, you know, well, maybe you're picking him up from the other side. I kind of tried to a little bit since you guys mentioned it. And it was so, like, dark, I just couldn't even go there. But I just thought out of curiosity, I want to look. Tell me about Rupert Murdoch. We know that he's in charge of Fox. We know he's saying, and you know the brothers, one of them is dead now. The ones who are running the United States. The ones who own Trump besides Putin. They're the ones that were really against the CDC and trying to remove it. All this is going to change. We're going to come into a whole new light. One of the questions somebody sent me, and I'll do it with Sterling, give us kind of an idea of what's going on with our country this time next year, you know. Give us an idea of what's going on. Rupert Murdoch. Tell me about Rupert Murdoch. But thank you guys for all the great feedback. You know, I love yous too. I had some great readings this morning with some fantastic light workers. Okay, I just know, isn't he kind of like not a very attractive man? Kind of look like someone set his face on fire and put it out with cleats. Is that him? You know, my guys don't like it when I make physical fun of people, which they're right. But I'm one of those people sometimes sacrifice my own well-being for the sake of a laugh. Okay, tell me about Rupert. What can I tell everybody about Rupert? Somebody's telling me now, and I'm doing really good today, you guys. I was hearing stuff. It was just amazing. Somebody's telling me Rupert's not doing good. And no, he isn't. No, he isn't. He's crossed with the Four of Swords. So either he's sick or he's getting sick. He used to think he had the world on a... He used to be like, yeah, you know. But the light is coming in and he doesn't like it. There's Trump. Trump is right in his house. He's looking like a fool. I think, okay, so this is what I was getting. I think he's going to sell Fox News. Fox News, let's do that. Fox News, Fox is pretty big. It's not just Fox News. But Fox News feels like when Trump goes, they go. There's not enough people or not enough revenue. What happens to Fox News after Donald Trump is gone? Isn't it interesting that they're putting up polling that works totally against Trump? Like Biden wins him by 29% or something. Tell me about... Tell me about Fox News. Did you guys see that Bombshell, that movie Bombshell? That was good. Ooh, 5 swords, you guys. Battles. Battles. It's all about the money for them. They're going to, listen, I'm feeling Fox News is going to get sold or something, but Fox News isn't going to die. Fox News will eventually sort themselves out and maybe even be a legitimate news place. But he's going to sell Fox News. He's going to sell it for a good price. But it's like they're building their way back up. And they might, because remember I told you that when the Republicans lose Trump, it's going to affect the whole system. Because he's not, but there's good Republicans out there. There's good people that's why I kept feeling like middle of the road Republicans would vote for whoever the Democrat person was. Because they just can't take Trump anymore. Because the bottom line is, look, this virus is hitting and it's devastating. I will tell you, because I'm feeling like we will recover, and I do feel things getting better. Not necessarily the stock market. And the reason I'm feeling that is because the stock market was fake. Does that make sense? The stock market wasn't real. So apparently Trump and his cronies were always throwing money at the stock market, trying to build it up. And now it's like they can't fix it. It's done. But Trump feels, it's so funny because just today on the news he said, I never said I wanted people to be back to work by Easter. It's typical of him. He just doesn't tell the truth. What's happening is people within his grounds, like he's lost Michigan. I can tell you that right now. He's lost Michigan. I read somebody from Michigan today. He has lost Michigan because he's not giving them the things they need and he's pissing people off. And even though Florida got everything they wanted, remember Florida was a hot spot I was feeling. So, okay. And the media is focused in on this because people want to know, but they're tiring us out. They're kind of overkill. They keep going until we could go here. It could be this bad. And it's like they're scaring people. They're not helping people. Because when I was hearing how many people could die, my guides were saying, no, Linda. So it's not that a lot of people won't die, but it's not going to be that many. That's what my guide said. Okay, you guys, so let's just see what happens in the month of May. We're in April now. We should look at April for Trump too. But the month of May, let me write that down. Month of May, what happens as far as, you know, the accumulation of all this stuff going on. It's so hard for these young people to stay, you know, I'm lazy, so I don't mind just chillaxing and relaxing and watching shows. But, you know, these young people, they need, because you look out my front window and you can see, I'm seeing more people now than I saw on the street for the years I've lived here. A lot of people jogging and running and, you know, just running fast too. Like, get me the hell out of here. We did lose a detective, sexual assault detective. I think it's a female, 20-year veteran. She died yesterday in my town, so that was sad. What can I tell everybody about the United States in the month of May? You know, there's some people wishing us harm, pretending like they're helping us. I don't really think they're helping us. And I see Russia's in trouble, but they're keeping it quiet. They're not letting us know. Tell me about the month of May. Will people see the light at the end of the tunnel? Tell me about the month of May. Magic. People will see the light at the end of the tunnel. Just like my guides had said Mother's Day. People will see the light at the end of the tunnel. We're kind of like, this has changed the energy. This has changed. And someone more powerful than Trump is captivating people's ear. So I'm almost feeling like communication from a man that's stronger than Trump. Communication from it's almost like people are dropping the sword and just deciding, just not even paying attention to him. Eventually, we might even get where they're not even doing his rallies or anything. Nobody's paying attention to him. Remember that. Okay? So we're coming out of May is bringing the sunshine and some peace. And people are relieved. Trump is still in the picture, so he's not gone this month. Okay, so tell me about Trump in the month of April. Let me write that down. April Trump. If you hear that lick, lick, that's my dog drinking his water. Tell me about Trump. He's setting down the sword. It's very hard for him to come, you know, he was bragging about his numbers, but that's who he is. But he's becoming such a joke that unless you drank the Kool-Aid and you're one of those people, it's like people are thinking, you know, he got an F on this. He got an F. People aren't happy. Tell me about the month of April. And I told you, he's going to get caught. Him and Jared are going to get caught trying to throw money to people that don't deserve it from that money he got. And they try to throw in something with abortions too. I don't know what that's about, but I know a judge said no. It's in the Constitution, so they can't mess with that, right? But they try to tell women what to do. And okay, tell me about the month of April for Donald Trump. The month of April. The month of April. Everybody feels exhausted. People feel exhausted. Are you guys watching those things he's doing? I'm not. I can't watch him anymore. I know he's the president of the United States and we need the information, but no. So the first card that shows up is we're going to begin a new beginning. So I like this card, crossing it, because that means we're in strength. We're, I would say by August, even getting stronger. But it's like we're gaining strength from this ending or from this whole accumulative consciousness reevaluation. Because I don't know about you, but I even wake up thinking, was this a bad dream or is this for real? Because it's just so weird. You know, it's weird having to go to the store with a mask on. It's weird seeing the streets, you know, quiet. It's just weird. It's weird not having a hair appointment or nails. And these kids have to stay home, and I feel bad for these parents because, girl, I don't know what I would have done having to have my boys at home, having to teach them. I mean, look at here. Listen up. Okay, you guys, we have something to talk about here. Ooh, ooh, okay, here we go. This is good, this is good. So, remember I read the cards differently than a lot of people, but I have to go with what I feel. And the basis of this being the Eight of Cups is disappointment. People are walking away from him like they can't stand the smell. And before him is justice. So he's going to pay a price for this. He's going to pay a price for who he is because he's not woke. He doesn't know how to be in collective conscious. He doesn't know how to be whole. It's always about finagling and, you know, doing what he has to do. And it worked for him. But it's not going to work for him no more. Now, here's the nervous part, because you don't want him to get sick. But energetically, it could even be someone around him of pretty significant that may get seriously sick. He's not good in partnerships. He's going upside down. There's struggling, but getting it back together, okay? He's hoping that he can charm people and get them, you know, back on track. I do feel like there's going to be some sort of legal stuff, either April or May. And I think it might be the taxes, but something's getting ready to hit him. It's swift. Boom, boom, boom. And here we go, you know? Here we go. The battle for his own presidency is on. So if he does go, I'm telling you, I don't care if you can tell me what psychic said this. I'm telling you, this man is going down. If he stays until there's voting, he loses by such a landslide. It's embarrassing. And that's why I always felt him saying, screw you guys, I don't need you. You know, he doesn't do anything traditional. He's not proper. Somebody told me that he painted some of the antiquities in the Lincoln Room gold. I find that hard to believe because, you know, they have people that work in the White House that specifically protect that stuff. So, or maybe he just said, F you, I'm president and I'll do it. I mean, I just can't believe that he would damage antiquity. But there's a lot of damage that will be done when he leaves because we're busy cleaning up. Okay, so April for Trump is already going negative, okay? So if he has good ratings now, he's getting ready to go. For the nation in May, it's way better. Okay? And then I wanted to tell you guys, too, I say I don't do Patreon. That's not, I don't do Patreon like Patreon's something negative. What I meant to say is I can't join anything else because I can barely do what I'm doing. Some people know how to do Patreon. A lot of the psychics do Patreon. I think it's cool because you can be more personal with your people sometimes via the Patreon. I just can't, I'm old and I'm not very savvy. Unlike my other friends. They're savvy, they're on it, they know what they're doing. I don't do Patreon because I can't. I don't save people's emails or information. Probably it's because I'm willing to stand down when the time comes. So let's say all of a sudden I'm not booked 4 or 5 months in advance. All of a sudden it's, to me, the guides are saying, okay, now it's time to stand down. Now it's time to go ahead and relax, Linda. So I do this for as long as I'm told to. And I'm working on the book, and they're very serious about that, but I'm excited. So maybe they even want me to start it because they know when the big stuff starts happening, and, you know, as prophesized by many psychics, but it's kind of cool. Get it out there. Tell people this is what you heard. This is why you heard it. And this is what you do to stand into well-being. There's so many good people out there, you guys. So, okay. So I wanted to, so I told you about Patreon. I did not say Patreon, and nobody complained to me. I did not do Patreon to come off, you know, like that's not good. Patreon's great. I just have no idea how to do it. I actually belong to Patreon and several people's sites, so I can listen to them, but it's got nothing to do. It's just I'm not capable. It's not like well, my son would help me, but he doesn't live with me anymore, so. He left his mama's. He lives in his own place. He got laid off. And then something happened. The business is small enough that everybody was told they'll get paid through through June. Something to do in the state of California. So that's cool. And my sister thought she was going to get laid off. And no, they're having her work from home. So everything's working out for the people I know. So let's ask that, you guys. Let's ask about jobs. And then I want to get into earthquakes, okay? Just tell me real quick. The job situation. Somebody just told me there's going to be a lot of jobs. Somebody just said that to me. Oh, you don't have to worry about jobs. People will rally. People will get loans. There's going to be sneaks out there that try to rip people off. Tell me about jobs. Will we get back on board for jobs? Yes. And don't forget the new administration. When the new administration comes on, it's kind of like what I heard from Roosevelt. It's going to be the New Deal. It's going to be something where they're really helping. They're going to really work on the infrastructures. They're going to get people working. Young kids, getting them some sort of vocation. People can work. No more hatred towards people who come to work here, you know. I do see them not allowing huge, but the young people, what do we call that? The ones that got here, no fault of their own, and they were assured they'd get to stay, and Trump threatened to remove them. We'll see. They're staying. Remember, I told you, there's no problem with that. There's no getting rid of you or anything like that. Tell me about jobs. You know, we may end up where Andrew Wang, let me write Wang down. We may end up kind of doing that, where you get a certain set income. I know that sounds crazy, but... And I thought it was crazy until my son explained it to me. My son voted for Andrew Yang. Okay, now. And I also feel, besides Elizabeth Warren, I'm seeing Bernie really helping out with something. That's so cool about Bernie, because he really, really wants healthcare for all. And I see this group of people. Eventually, we are going to be there, you guys. Eventually, it's going to be healthcare for all. Because just like Bernie says, someone could lose their health insurance from a loss of job, and you're screwed. Or that Cobra, my God, it's so expensive. And dental care, too. That's really important. Like my son doesn't have dental. He's got a great job, but for some reason he doesn't have dental care. He's got health care, good health care. Jobs. Jobs, definitely jobs. Jobs for justice, too, which is interesting. This isn't Trump. This is a new person coming in saying, okay, this is how we're going to do this. People are sitting with I call it the bird of paradise sitting on your shoulder. So, you know, the 1950s, 60s, like me, even getting an education did not put me in debt. It was very cheap. But our young folks, it's going to put you in debt. But I see them coming up even with helping people with debt. And a lot of healthcare workers. That's so weird. Yeah, because they're going to really train. I think we've lost a lot of people in healthcare. Or they might get so, not necessarily by death, just so burnt out. So I see a lot of people coming on board. I see a lot of people coming together. I see what they're telling me, okay? This is what they're telling me. And if I don't know if I'll be alive or not, but I just want you guys to know, within the next 7 years, we can't even imagine the comfort and the peace that we're going to have. We have a really good, and Sterling and I are going to talk about this tonight. We're going to have a really good comeback from all this. We're going to have a time. See, women didn't really have any kind of peace or control in my day. You know, you couldn't have your own charge account. You were supposed to, and I wanted to be a mother and a housewife, and that's not the case anymore. Like I tell my daughter, like I tell anybody, get yourself a vocation, get yourself something. So if you end up with the husband leaving or your partner leaving, you can take care of yourself. So the main thing is that there'll be a better quality of life. Okay, thank you. I'm getting hits. Mark my words. Even our education system is going to be revamped. I don't know. I mean, do we have that much money? Because I see them really putting in. And the thing is, if you think about it, if everybody's working, everybody's putting towards the economy. Everybody wants a new piece of this and a piece of that. But it's not going to be too much overkill. I just got Bill Gates. Why do I get Bill Gates? Because he's going to help. Him and that guy from Virgin Airlines. That was a great story about him. Somebody told me about him where he came from nothing. And he's just somebody I know that worked with him or was around him. She said, you know, there was a guy who used to do lower kind of level work, and he saw the guy and he hugged him. Hey, you know, he was just so happy to see him. And that's how loving he is. This is a good man. I always kind of felt it. I don't know if any of you got to fly Virgin Airlines when he owned it. It was freaking, I was in just coach class, and I don't think I've ever been treated so good. So, the job situation, I'm going to put down Bill Gates too. Maybe, let me put that down for Sterling. Okay. Let me put that down for Sterling. Okay. So now, last but not least, I want to look at earthquakes. We had a 6.5. That's the one, you guys. People are writing me. Linda. Yep, that's the one. That's the one that I was feeling. Because that was a good size one that hit Utah. But Utah wasn't in but this one is the one. People in Oregon felt the one. So I'm going to ask Sterling too, okay? Because this is significant. A lot of people want to know, is this part of Yellowstone? You know, because it's not the end of the world. I don't see the end of the world right now. Okay? I'm not seeing the Big Bang, but for a while now, and my guys have been telling everybody, prepare, because things, and in fact, you know, I've been going through so many shuts down with fires. I'm kind of used to this kind of energy because it's Armageddon kind of like, you know, I moved here and within the month there was such a horrible fire. So many people died. Military was here. And that energy, it's so strange, you know, and I went through it a couple of times. And then this happened, and then I see more of the same coming up, where people will have it down. They kind of know it. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so tell me what I can tell everybody. So they've told me there's shifting going on. They've been telling me, and I told you guys too, prepare. It's almost like they want you to know there's a lot of shifting. Now, I saw a virus coming in my, was it July or August video? I mentioned, and I was totally unconscious when I said it because people had to remind me. You said a virus was coming from the Orient, but I wasn't seeing Armageddon. So, but you know, the other side doesn't look at, they just look at, hey, we're going into a new beginning, because death over there is like peaceful. Okay, so what can I tell everybody? Okay, my guides wants me to tell everybody that be still, and they are with you. The guides that you have are with you. 7 years, we're going into a whole new, there's going to be some earth changes, but they want us to know that there's a peace and more of a connection. We step out of our egos somewhat. There's more. This is interesting. There's more of people wanting to do well for the universe. And like I told you, I read for a lot of people and they're like, Linda, what can I do to help? What is it that I can do to help? So now, mind you, these are my guides that are talking. So I can only tell you what they say. And, you know, you can call it whatever you want it. But I share, you know, I share what their information is. Okay, so tell me about earthquakes. And nobody got hurt in that big 6.5. I was in the Loma Prieta, and it just happened to be the World Series. And I got called back into the hospital. And I went in there totally expecting, you know, Armageddon in it. There was one of our doctors had to go into that freeway that collapsed, crawl in there and literally cut the mother of a child in half in order to get the child out. So he didn't want any news stations on. He did not want to be bothered. So it was traumatic. It was a weird feeling like 9/11. But we were actually lucky considering. It's amazing how we, remember that movie Starman? He said, you humans, it's amazing how you come together in bad times. And that's what I'm seeing us. I see us coming together. Tell me about earthquakes. Tell me about the shifting. More earthquakes in these weird, odd places. Like people are going, whoa, so-and-so had an earthquake. Yellowstone, I'm seeing some trembling with Yellowstone, but I'm not seeing the Big Bang yet, okay? Not that it won't happen, okay? Yeah, there's going to be some 2 significant ones coming up, maybe by October. The thing is, we are so crippled right now because of this virus. We're a disaster away from falling flat on our face. The good news is that whenever these hit, it's not a lot of death. I'm seeing something outside of the United States. I am seeing a significant, might even be up near Canada. Another one, probably Mediterranean arena. Italy. But this could be 2 years away. Because I see the Vatican having damage. Southern California. Southern California, a significant one, even affects the Hollywood. Because there was something down there, the north something. There was one down there in some actors' homes were. I see something significant, and so, but none of the earth falling into the ocean energy. We have time to go. We still have some time, you guys. So don't think the earth is going to end. But our children are significantly going to become better human beings because of this. Our children are going to want to do something for themselves. You know, because a lot of our kids are like, I don't know. And they stay home till they're 67. But things are getting ready to happen. Earth changes, this happening. Is this our last pandemic? No. They just said no. When's the next one? Once again, it's coming from Europe, not Asia. It's coming from Europe. I see something happening. I see Africa having some hits. They're going to have something for this particular virus. They're going to have something. There's something coming up that the scientists are on it. Somebody's going to come up with something. This is in the next couple of years. I see a scientist coming up with something that he can read something within it's another woman and a man involved. And they're able to even, when something new comes up, come up with remember this, okay? Come up with some significant way to deal with it. I just have to tell you that. We are getting stronger. And also the scientists on the other side want to work through some of us, and the way they can do it, because collectively we're going into a higher consciousness. And, you know, they give us, like, people get upset about, you know, I don't want my kid to have, you know, the injections, whatever you call. But remember, a lot of these injections were from information from the other side. There's some scientists that literally have dreams, like some musicians have dreams about a song, then they write the song and it's a hit. I'm feeling like energy's coming forward that's going to help them. The veil is getting thinner, so we're going to be able to correspond even better, but get out of your head. Try not to overthink it. Just allow, okay? So that's for now, and I'm going to see you guys again tonight, because we got to have Sterling on. I have questions for him. And I was going to ask him about, what was I going to ask him about? I said maybe we should ask him about, I think Bill Gates. Gates is what I want to ask him about. All right, guys, you take care. Ciao.